one of the fundamental problems that we as a society face is not the fact that people have unequal outcomes. The outcome is a function of a person's effort and the person's actions, but the problem is the access to opportunities is unequal. And there are many ways to think about how to go about solving this, right? You touched upon universal basic income. I guess another like tangent to that is universal basic services, where you give people the access to basic services like food, shelter, a minimal living standard which is acceptable, and gives people enough utility to go on and be productive with their lives. So, but designing such a model again becomes really difficult as the population of the country grows in size. I guess this experiment has been performed in some Nordic countries. I'm not sure, but let's say testing this out in a country like India, I don't know how it'll play out and the amount of resources that's required, but these are really important questions which have to be thought about in a deeper sense.
I completely agree, and I think we're headed to that. It will just be uneven. It'll take time, and that's what human societies do. We they don't advance in a linear way. We kind of learn over time what works and what doesn't, and we adjust. So, long term, I'm optimistic. I think what we try to write about in the book is the problems with the current system, and those problems might seem daunting or challenging, but until you recognize the problems, you can't solve them, right? So, I think it's good that the ideas we're talking about in the book, the problems with central bank intervention, unintended consequences, are now being recognized. And that doesn't mean we won't experience another episode of high volatility or market crashes, but I think that will eventually, hopefully, lead to a more stable system. And I like the ideas that you've talked about, which are similar to what I was saying. Just let's put the floor under living standards that we think is appropriate and that we can afford, and then not interfere in how people kind of compete in the market, because we know that capitalism, it's not perfect, but as an economic institution, it's been wildly successful in raising people out of poverty through time. Right? It really has. And India definitely has an unequal distribution of wealth, no question. But it also has an enormous kind of middle class that's been created in the last 20 years as India sort of integrated itself in the world economy and taken advantage of all its natural, the smarts and entrepreneurial spirit of its people. So let's keep that, but try to, I think, improve in the financial system that we've got.